guy won, but he looked. that glove ripped his face up, son. I didn't realize how bad that you need Vaseline on your face before you fight. And I seen that, and I know why now. Chad Robinson, I think his name was Chad Robinson. I can't remember what his name was.
With the whole bare knuckle thing, I think it's a different alternative for guys who don't want to sit there and deal with like the big league boxing, but are kind of done with MMA. It's that good in the
It's
middle.
more lethal than it is brutal.
Yeah.
You got bare knuckle, which is you have a lethal aspect to it, to where if you get caught with a punch and you get cut and you bleed quite a bit, they could stop the fight with that. But with the boxing's more brutal.
So does every bare knuckle boxer break both of their hands every time?
No.
That's why I can't do it.
Someone's got hand wraps.
Yeah, they're wrapped. Their hands are wrapped.
Yeah,
these guys are
some highlights.
And these fights are legit, man. I mean, these guys are going at it.
These guys.
I mean, it's.
Oh God, stupid ass! Just shut up. Shut up.
Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, these.
I hate advertisement.
There's some really good fights, man.
Mike Robinson, that's who it was. Sorry,
Mike.
Mike.
Guilty about it.
He should.
He remembers.
Because if I'm going to feel guilty about my bad cornering, he should feel guilty about that one time he made a mistake, and I am going to bring it up. Poor Michael.
So, for those who've never watched any kind of bare knuckle boxing,
Chris Lieben.
It's good.
This is
some good big
they've got. They've got some legit.
Oh, yeah, he goes.
They've got, Chris Lieben in there. They've got. Hold up. Where's the Tracy?
Tracy. That's my job. Tracy! Squall! Where's the remote?
It's a little loud.
Where's the remote, baby?
Is this the black one?
Nope. Actually, I could use that.
Oh, here it is.
Randy Stamey, what's up?
Randy!
Hey!
Love some Steamy.
That's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Chris Lieben?
No, Randy.
Chris Lieben.
He's like punching him out.
I'm pretty sure. So Nate Shook follows our page, so I'm pretty sure if I show this whole video, nothing's gonna happen.
Okay.
Shout out Nate Shook.
Shook.
So let's look at that.
So I mean, it's legit stuff. I mean, yes, they have their hands wrapped, so they are kind of protected, but their knuckles are bare. But they've got Bigfoot Silva.
Some big names in there, yeah.
They just signed Hector Lombard.
Did they?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Rumble Johnson, he's part of it.
Yeah, Rumble Johnson's
I thought he
part.
was coming back to the UFC.
He is.
I've heard rumors about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's taking part with these guys.
Wow. So UFC, well,
So there's a lot of UFC Bellator vets that are coming over and signing with this promotion.
Man.
And I mean, it looks super violent, but I'd rather get...
Because it is.
It is. It's a violent sport.
Yeah.
This guy looks like he laid down on a newspaper and fell asleep for you. But all them tats, man.
But
I would say it to his face.
instead of sitting here taking... you got Kendall Grove on there?
Kendall Grove. Oh, I see them Kendall Grove. I got a picture of Kendall Grove on my phone.
He was a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, he was. Kendall Grove's a
Did he
badass.
forget that jiu-jitsu was a thing?
But instead of so most of these guys, instead of sitting here taking a whole lot of damage throughout the fight and then being all loopy 2 hours later, this is what happens. Most of them are getting, either starched or rocked real good, and the refs stop it.
You see a lot of guys get starched in here.
Yeah.
Referees, they got a tough job on this one.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, man, they do an excellent job.
That guy about flung his own mouthpiece out.
Yeah.
Brad Moore's watching.
Brad Moore!
What's up? It's our favorite person. Randy said the fight between Lovov and Williams was a massacre.
Yes, Lovov. That might be on here in one of
the Russian Hammer.
I like the way they bring them to the
Starts down
Dogs Frazier.
God.
Oh, he's comatose.
That looked like being a Haskell right there.
Stiffed out.
It brought me so
Heck.
much joy to see Ben Askren.
Hogwild had copyrights to bare knuckles, Holmes.
He talked way too much.
Man.
Carmo's like, you know what, son? Boom.
So
You guys definitely need to check these out.
Yeah,
man.
so
These are some entertaining fights, man.
So speaking of bare knuckle, we have a guest, and we need to get him on the phone. Robert Morrow. I'm going to butcher his name.
We know you're going to butcher his
We know. He's a 100 fight veteran. I think this is his first fight with bare knuckle, if I'm not wrong. It's on short notice. And he kind of threw out the comment, he wants to make bare knuckle his home, and that's where he wants to stay for the rest of his career. So they've got to have a good promotion the whole nine. So let's see if we can't get him on the phone here. We can turn this back up a little
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Robert, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the PandaKat podcast. Hey, man, we're doing good. You're having some little alcoholic beverages, so we'll drink one for you. So, man, tell the people a little bit about yourself, brother. Like, what's your record? Where do you train at, etc.
Record's 30, 25, 1 from MMA, and 0-3 in pro kickboxing.
Okay.
I started off real rocky, not finding like the right training, fighting right after work, stuff like that. Taking tough fights. As an amateur, I took a lot of fights. 23-4 amateur MMA and 7-1 in amateur kickboxing. I started in kickboxing, and then I shifted over to the MMA. It started getting harder to find kickboxing fights, so I went there. And then, but I was fighting almost every weekend. They were calling me the weekend warrior. So I had to work, out to fight. I do that. I built myself locally to where there was so many shows all over that. Like, hey, Robert fight, so they hit me up. I'll fight next week. And then I went pro in 2008, and it was just wasn't the same when you go pro. I mean, you got guys not fighting every weekend or every, 3-4 weeks. They're actually training for their fights, and there was a different adjustment, So I put myself into that, and then was mostly by myself when I was starting out. I had a couple group of guys and things like that, and so I started off rocky, and then I was like, you know what, I get taken down, and I'm not good at that, so I went over to Gilbert Grappling with tons of names in there. My first day walking in was Guida, Shoney Carter,
Clay,
Gasaway.
Shoot. Some big names.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like guys I'm watching on UFC, like 50, like these guys are, like in the 50s, like these guys are the guys fighting, like holy cow. Keith Wisniewski, John Colossi from the Ultimate Fighter, so, and I mean, it's just a tough gym, it's like, all right, I got the kickboxing, let's do this, and then they were tough strikers too, like, I mean, not technical, but they were tough.
Right. Yeah.
Like, wow, these guys are tough. So, I mean, Chase Beebe, Carson Beebe, I mean, just the list of guys are just phenomenal for wrestling. And then I start wrestling with these guys, and like I'm like I look like a little kid, like they're taught, like one guy, Jason Buck, he just tossed me across the whole freaking gym, like holy cow, but that's where I needed to be in order to get better. You got to work your weaknesses, and I wasn't doing that. I was only working my strengths. And so for the last 10 years I've been there, and trying to get better and better. And but it's always like we were always sparring, getting ready for fights, but I'm also a martial artist, so I need to actually get better in BJJ, get better at boxing, taekwondo, wrestling also, so I got to get better at all these different things. So I started branching out to some of the guys that aren't at the gym anymore, and different gyms, and we could help each other out. And so that's what we've been doing, getting ready for this bare knuckle. I got a lot of support to help me with this. So I've got a lot of experience already, having that many fights, and just kind of for the MMA aspect, I kind of got burnt out on it as far as fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's all almost the same, you know. I just like, okay, I finally, the last 2 years, I was getting Bellator, you know, on the undercard. So I was like, I can't turn these down, and I fought Adam Masajewski, heavyweight Polish guy, and wrestler, but I was having throat problems right before that. I ended up having throat surgery 9 days before that fight, but it's Bellator. You can't turn it down. I had staph strep and pneumonia in there. I was like, shit, I gotta hide that from this commission, you know, just so I can do this fight. So yeah, no surgeries, no nothing, you know, and I ended up getting a decision on that fight, won, and then next year, finally Bellator got another offer, which was May of this year, and I fought tough UFC vet James Bachnovic, and I was training for bare knuckle for that actually, because they had bare knuckle in June, and I was hoping that was going to happen, but they told me nah, nothing's coming, and I keep getting Bellator MMA was giving offer, and I'm like, so I ended up finally settling into that fight 3 weeks prior to May 11th, and yeah, I went in there and was lucky to get the knockout in 1:18, you know. And then I was talking to him about more Bellator, but just I wasn't hearing anything back, and it's like, man, it's 2-0 in Bellator. I'm not getting any more offers, you know. So, and I'm like, well, this bare knuckle is actually starting to get bigger and bigger over this last like year and a half, 2 years, you know, almost 2 years. They've been growing and exploding, signing big names. And I go to XFN down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as a main event on a 3-week notice after this my last Bellator fight to fight Myron Dennis. So I'm like, all right. It's a good kickboxer, you know. He's a 5-time Glory veteran. It's like, this is gonna be a nice kickboxing fight. But all these years' experience at Gilbert Grappling, I know I got the takedown advantage if I need it, you know. And he came 20 pounds heavier than myself. The fight was at heavyweight, which I knew. Which I'm a small heavyweight. You look at me, I'm really small compared to most of the heavyweights out there. But I pack a big.
Just looking at your profile pictures on Facebook and stuff, man, I didn't realize you're even heavyweight. So yeah. I mean, so one of our hosts here, man, Jay Page, a local fight veteran himself, has a real quick question for you, brother.
Hey, Robert, how's it going, my friend?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I got a quick question. What's do you have to do like if you give us some insight on some like quick transition you had to do from MMA to bare knuckle, is there any difference there with? I'm sure that there's difference with the technique that you got to do as far as like throwing punches or like the hand speed or do you have to work on your accuracy or your range, your aggression? Do things change? The dynamics of the stand-up change from kickboxing to MMA to bare knuckle fighting?
Yes, actually, that is a good question. A lot of people ask that, and we've actually been working a lot more on head movement, especially for me in particular, due to the fact I like to just stalk forward and come at you, Dutch style kickboxing. Crow cop style. I mean, we're just coming straight. Well, that's not going to work bare knuckle, you know. I'm going to get cuts. I'm going to get lacerations due to, scar tissue and stuff like that. It's going to split open. So we're trying to, get some head movement in there, get some of that. And then for bare knuckle, not just bare knuckle, all I got to do now is just hands. So bare knuckle or boxing. So I ain't got to worry about takedowns, kicks, or nothing. But now, hey, I can't just rely on one big punch. I got to actually work some volume. So we've been increasing the volume of punches, whether it's mitt work, working the pads or hitting the bag or even sparring. We're just working them faster, and picking up not just, a 1-2-3 combo. Now I'm working a little bit more combinations and everything too, and the movement. How my stance would just shift a little bit more rather than how we stand expecting a takedown or nothing. I'm a little bit more on the angle, so I'm not giving up so much squared bodiness. And then for the bare knuckle boxing, the good thing for us MMA guys transitioning into it is we have experience in the clinch. So I mean that's an advantage. As far as across the board, a boxer versus an MMA guy, and how each of them would have to transition, it's pretty identical across the board. It's just going to come to who's the better fighter, how that would go. Now, MMA, we get the elbows, we get the knees. Those things hurt too, and plus kicks and everything. And we get hit with 4-ounce gloves. Those aren't fun to get hit with. They have to look at it, but yeah. So I've been working a lot on for like the training aspect from the MMA to bare knuckle boxing. I'm working a lot more on the stand up on the water bag. If you guys are familiar with that, big not teardrop, but a wrecking ball looking bag, and it's filled with water. I'm working a lot on that just due to, and also bare knuckle on that. So not having gloves. So I'm working just bare knuckle on that to get that flesh feel. And also with the body hardening. And then for the knuckles, I mean, these are our tools, so I look at it like I'm a gladiator. And what do gladiators have out there? We have sword and shield. But you can't go out there with a dull sword. So we got to do the body hardening aspect. So I'm working on my knuckles. So
that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking about, is that you got a lot of weapons that's been taken away from you as far as bare knuckle fighting is concerned, with your kicks and your elbows and knees. All you have is your punches now, but your punches have been sharpened now to where they're more lethal, because like you said, it's no longer 4-ounce gloves. Those don't feel good, but I say a knuckle to the cheekbone. It hurts a whole lot worse than that.
So,
and
go ahead.
With that, also as your question, for the accuracy, yes. It's not just as far as accuracy goes, but it's about how much power to put behind those punches too. Because you don't want to go out blowing your load, just swinging heavy. You're going to crack a skull, you're going to crack forearm or an elbow, and you're going to break your hand. And, that's going to suck to have a fight stopped if you break your hand, or now you got to fight the rest of however length of the fight is from when you broke your hand. Now you got to actually fight on a handicap, So that goes with that accuracy question, like you said. So we've been working on how to set them up. It's kind of like a Lomachenko style. If you watch Lomachenko, how he's got those nice little. He's fast, he's quick, but they're nice and short. Not much power, but he knows boom when to hit that power. So okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead now.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. I don't want to keep you too much longer, brother. I know you probably got some training and stuff to do in the morning. Just let the people know who you're fighting and where they can tune in and watch, man. That's going to be the big thing, and any shout-outs you got.
Yeah.
Fighting down in Tampa Saturday, October 19th for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, number 8. I am fighting Gustavo Trujillo. He's going to be the local favorite. He's a Cuban assassin. Did a little research on his record and everything. He's a young kid. We're similar size for bodies and stuff. Just expect a great fight. I'm not one of the trash talker guys or nothing, but I just go out there and put it on the line. You watch how I do with the fight and judge it off of that. But hats off to him for taking this fight, and myself. Get in there like warriors. Tune into the whole show. The whole card is stacked if you guys are familiar with it. From main event, Gabriel Gonzaga and Antonio Bigfoot Silva. That's just
Bigfoot.
a ridiculous matchup. Like, that's going to be fireworks somewhere. And then Allers and Lane. I mean, the co-main event is wow. Yeah, that's just a wild fight. And then all the other fights that they keep sharing. From Pena to Angelo, Sheena Starr. I mean, the list just goes on that card.
It's a super stacked card. Super stacked.
Well, Robert, just know that the PandaKat podcast is in your corner when you go in there and throw some hands.
Yes, sir. We got your
just
back.
know this.
Yeah,
thanks,
we're
guys.
known for starting
Appreciate
right,
it.
so we got you. All right, man.
Thanks.
Well, hey, man, you have a wonderful night, man. You got any shout-outs? You got any shout-outs to any family, gym, anything like that?
Yeah, shout out to my wife, Catherine. Without her support and everything, I couldn't do it as far as the meal prep and everything. Taking care of the 5 kids. Kaylee, my oldest has her birthday today. She turned 15. That's Kaylee. So I say happy birthday
Happy
to her.
birthday, Kaylee.
Happy birthday, baby girl.
Logan, Jaden, Riley, and Hunter. That goes from oldest to youngest. Them always my kids. They all support me throughout it all. So that's a big part. And they know, when I got my fights coming up, it's a lot of training, so I'm not home all the time. But they know why I do it. That's the biggest thing. Do it for them, trying to give us a better life than what we got. Being working construction all day just sucks.
Amen.
So,
amen.
you gotta have something better to do after work. So this is what I do.
Amen to that, brother.
Shout outs to my sponsors is Nacimiento Tequila, which you guys are probably drinking some tequila now, right? Drink some for me. Click Nutrition, CEO Nutrition, Green Therapy, CBD, Sizzles of Lockport, MMA Stop. Shout out to everybody up there for the training and everything. Same over at Midwest Training Center, everybody over there with Daniel James, just fought for LFA. I was putting in some good work with him leading up to his fight and for mine. Also, Top Notch, always allowing me in with Mike Santiago and all the guys over there. Just shout out across the board, trying to get Midwest back on the map.
Yes, sir.
Whole bunch of us just ready to do it. So, thanks.
Awesome, man.
Awesome, brother. Well, man, we wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have a safe training, regiment and all that, man. We don't want you going into fight injured or anything like that, and we will be tuning in, man. And just so you know, we got your back through and through, brother. So we hope you, have a good fight. We pray for you, brother.
Thanks, guys, and appreciate having me on the show.
No problem, brother. You have a good night, brother.
Awesome, Robert, man. Good luck,
You
brother.
too.
War Morrow.
That brother's got to fight every day with 5 kids.
No,
No doubt.
that's what I'm talking about right there. Is I have no sympathy for these NFL guys.
Oh, God, here we go.
And here we go. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I got no sympathy for these guys.
Here we go.
And here we go. These guys, the bench warmer gets paid more than this guy. He's got 5 kids, a construction job.
Yeah, but also you gotta think about this too, Jimmy. The
Man,
NFL
much
just
respect to
celebrated
Robert.
this year their 100th anniversary.
That's true.
How long is UFC being legitimate like it is?
True, and that's why they need to
Give
get
it a
paid.
little. I mean, I think just spawning out the bare knuckle and it's gonna make the whole thing.
These fighters act like they ain't hurt when they are hurt, and you got sports where they act hurt when they ain't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
It's,
Well, they're worth more.
I
Yeah,
tore my
they're worth
ACL
more.
in the middle of a fight and kept fighting.
I broke my hand in the middle of Sam Burns and ended up.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of,
only a few of us were here for that, but I'd love for all of us to tell that riot story.
We told it last week. So in case y'all didn't tune in last week,
It was.
Here we go.
The one
Here we
that
go. Here we go.
My wife May or is she still watching? Does it say?
I can't tell.
We'll set up a link in last week's episode.
So I mean, that's
I've got
part
a couch you
about
can sleep.
being an amateur pro MMA fighter, kickbox, whatever. There's gonna be times you go in fighting that you're gonna